And that takes us to 1996 Bash at the Beach, the greatest night in the history of our sport, where in the main event, the Outsiders and a mystery partner would take on Sting, Luger, and Macho. To set the mood, we get like the most 90s promo recap ever before Hall and Nash step out in their brand new wrestling gear, which is basically their old wrestling gear, but red and black. Next down the aisles, Mean Gene. He asks where the third man is. They say he's here and he's ready. So Lex, Sting, and Macho come out, a team of men who were all pitched to be the third man backstage, and maybe Sting to like a lesser extent, but all three of these guys to the viewers, they're the most likely case to like swerve bro us and join the Outsiders. You see, at the time, Hulk Hogan was this mustard bottle looking ass motherfucker, and the Southern people did not understand this. That, mixed with him being the same character for, 12 years, was starting to, temper Hulk's crowd reactions. But in no world would Hulk Hogan, the cash cow, movie star, sick kid hugging, shining example of a squeaky clean babyface, ever turn heel.
I don't know, maybe because I'm a 14-year-old kid at this time. Everybody wants to talk about Hulkamania just was kind of dead and nobody cared for it. I call bullshit. Like, Hulk still was cool to me. It was amazing. Now, granted, he needed a facelift and this was it. Hulk was still big with me, so that way when he turned, it affected me a lot. Like, what? Yeah. To say the fans are already booing him, so we just went ahead and turned him heel. That is WWE propaganda. There was still a large amount of people that loved Hulk Hogan, loved him coming out, tearing his t-shirt, beating up Vader to save that rec center on Baywatch. We all loved Hulk Hogan and cheered for him just as we did when we were 8, 6, 4 years old, however old we were when that Hulkamania run was going on. We still loved him even at 14, 15, still enjoyed him. So when he turned, it was a big deal, a very big deal. It affected me emotionally. It was like a funeral because it felt like my childhood had died. As dramatic as that sounds, I feel like this is the day that I stopped being a child.
So Scott Hall starts this match out against Lex Luger. So Hall's the first NWO member to get official ring time. After about 70 seconds, Nash catches Lex in the corner before Stinger comes in with a splash, accidentally hitting and KOing Luger. Sting ends up working the bulk of the match before he gets the hot tag to Macho Man. Macho comes in, he cleans house before he gets a low blow from Kevin Nash. Then out comes a man who always puts a hard R on Stinger, Hulk Hogan. Every living creature, aside from Bobby Heenan, is thinking he's coming out to save the day. But then, in the single biggest moment in professional wrestling history, Hulk Hogan hits the ropes, leg drops Macho Man, revealing himself as the third man, thus betraying WCW, and through the squiggly lines of an unpurchased pay-per-view, a 9-year-old Nick Alexander cried his fucking eyes out.
And he gave the goofiest double thumbs up in the history of the world. Thumbs up, see what I did,
That makes me like it so much more to know that Hulk Hogan's mocking children that are crying.